The Ice Cube's Holiday.
One day during science class, Jessica the Ice Cube was listening to her science teacher talk about phase changes. There are three main types of matter that exist on Earth. The first is solid. For example, this table or this book. The second is liquid. For example, soda or a glass of water. Water is liquid. Milk is liquid. The third is gas. For example, steam. Like when you boil a kettle, steam comes out. These phases of matter can all change into each other if you add heat or, to them, energy. There is one more state of matter, but it does not exist on Earth. It is called plasma. Jessica the Ice Cube was really interested in what her science teacher was saying, and she decided to learn more about matter. She would go on a holiday. Soon, Jessica the Ice Cube went to a museum. It was a museum dedicated to matter and its phase changes. Jessica asked a guide to tell her more about matter. There are three types of matter, as you probably know. The first, solid. In a solid, the molecules are tightly packed together, as you can see. The molecular distance, which is the scientific word for the space between the molecules, is very short. The molecules can only slide past each other. That is why solids have definite shape and definite volume. There's liquids. With liquids, the molecular distance is bigger than solids, which allows them to slide past each other. They have a definite volume, but no definite shape. They can fill any container. There is also gases. With gas, the molecular distance is a long way away. The matter can slide past each other, they can move anywhere, and they don't bump into each other. That is why gas can take up any space and have no definite volume and no definite shape. When you add heat to a solid, it can turn into a liquid or a gas. When you take away heat from a liquid or a gas, it turns into a solid. Wow, that is so cool, said Jessica the Ice Cube. I can't wait to learn more about that.
Solid. When you add heat to a solid, it turns into a liquid. This process is called melting. The molecules go from being tightly packed together to becoming reasonably close together. But when you add a lot of heat to a solid, it turns into a liquid. The molecules go from being very tightly packed together to becoming very spread out. Liquid. When you take away heat from a liquid, it turns into a solid. This process is called solidification. The molecules go from being closely packed together to becoming very tightly packed together. But when you add heat to a liquid, it turns into a gas. This process is called evaporation. The molecules go from being closely packed together to becoming spread out. Gas. So when you take away heat from gas, it turns into a liquid. This process is called condensation. The molecules go from being spread out to being more tightly packed together. But when you take away a lot of heat from gas, it turns into a solid. This process is called depositation. But the molecules go from being spread out to being much more tightly packed together. Jessica enjoyed the rest of her holiday, but she was aware of the states of matter that were at play all around her, from liquids to solids to gases.